and arrived in the Superior. And as it turned out, Shiloh's whole family was actually there except for Shiloh. And Shiloh's one of his sisters actually lives in that complex, that big sort of suburban complex, apartment building set up in Superior as well. He's got another sister who doesn't live there, but anyway, so it was really cool. And Shiloh's dad and mom are really sort of into health and mental health and yoga and physical health and stuff like that. And so I guess they were in Superior to see their son Jariah, Shiloh's little brother's girlfriend's new baby that she had just had, but also to do some workshop for like really intense yoga and maybe meditation or something. And Shiloh's dad is super eccentric, like me, but different trajectories of eccentricity, but definitely super eccentric. So I think on my last night there, me and him just got into it, not against each other, but he comes from more of a Christian background and I sort of agnostic or whatever, and we just it was crazy intense. And then before we went to bed, it was we hugged each other. It was just we both recognized we were both super eccentric weirdos in different stages of life. But I think it was almost too intense because the next day I just I think I hit a flu or something like that. So I had to drive all the way from Superior over the Rockies. 11,000 feet is where it crests at. 11,000 feet, my car made it. Yes. And at 11,000 feet, there's a tunnel. I think it's the Roosevelt Tunnel, which is a mile long, 11,000 feet. Unbelievable. I've got some video in that one as well. And you're in the Rockies, just super rad up there. That's more what I imagine sort of tucked into the hill, the mountains, and tucked in. But that's it's just the ski areas. And like I said, it was really sick. I had a fever, so I was hey Bruno, make it to the other side. And I stayed in this place called Grand Junction. As soon as I got there, I went straight to bed, turned off the lights, went to bed. Didn't eat any food. I had a fever, so I just had to sleep. So I think I slept for 14 hours. And the next day I felt a little better, and left Grand Junction, which is again almost a desert. It has nothing to do with the other side of Colorado, which is the plains. It has nothing to do with the mountains. It's desert. And it's fairly high, I think 4,000 feet or something, but desert, man. It's being back in Arizona and stuff. So from there I took this awesome route that my other teammate Sean Martin, he's a Navajo, recommended, and it was along this river and through all these awesome red rocks. And he's just unbelievable, my zone total, number one. So I stayed with him a night in Shinley, Arizona, and he took me actually up to his hogan. The Navajo people that have hogans that are a second house for spiritual purposes. He took me up there, kind of explained things to me, and then came back to his house. He's a teacher like me, or I was, and I'm hopefully going to be. And so he lives, I think it's teacher housing or whatever, but it's super cool. So stayed there. He's got 2 awesome kids and a beautiful wife as well. And I think the grandma came over in the morning to look after the kids, and I don't think she could speak English or very little, so it was kind of interesting communicating with her before I departed for Flagstaff. And I took a different route to Flagstaff I'd never taken before. Again, super cool. And that glorious fall was just kicking so good. So as soon as I got to Flagstaff, before I did anything, I went to Buffalo Park and walked behind the park into where it meets the mountains. And there's a section of rocks back there that I always just fell in love with as a runner back on the team. I don't know what it is with rocks, but rocks are kind of smooth, these big boulders. Some about them, whether it's in the desert or whatever, I just am feeling it. So I went back there, saw those, and I kind of walked. It was just a gorgeous day, and it was just so pieced out. And that week in Flagstaff was weird. I was totally zenned out. It was I don't know if it was the remnants of the flu, because I felt better, but my energy was just low. But I was more calm than I ever am in my life. You can hear I'm talking now, but I was just so blissed out. I didn't even feel a need to accomplish much in Flagstaff that week. I just kind of chilled, laid low, stayed at my buddy Seth's place again. His buddy Ty lives there. That was super cool. Just rad dude. It was all good. What did I do there? I think we went down to Sedona one day, did some climbing. I didn't climb much, bouldering, but just it was great to be there again, glorious and beautiful as well. And I've only shot a gun once in my life, which was right before I left for this trip in 2013. And Seth and I went shooting as well. And we had the ability to put the gun down on a truck, the hood of the truck, and look through the crosshairs and shoot. And I was actually pretty good. I can show you what we did. And there's I think 2 shots Seth took and 1 shot I took, because he just needed to adjust his gun because hunting season was starting. And you can see where the shots are. I was pretty close. I was I think maybe 100 meters away, something like that, maybe more. I don't know, but I did pretty good. I was impressed. Anyway, so I guess that's all I did in Flag was go for some walks in the beautiful country, Flagstaff that I love, and shoot some guns, which is not something I do very often, only twice in my life. And we went down to Sedona, so that was cool. I was there for about a week, and I left, and I had to go to Texas to meet up with my brother, who was going to fly in and join me through my trip through Mexico all the way down to Nicaragua. See, my parents were like really worried about driving in Mexico. They're like, dude, you're going to get killed, like the drug wars and stuff. And a lot of people are that way. They feel like Mexico is kind of like a really dangerous state right now. So the plan then became, Carmen had a week off work, and he's like, I'll join you. He's all about traveling as well, although the traveling we did together was very rushed, so probably not his ideal. And crossing a lot of borders with my vehicle was tough. But anyway, we'll get to that.